Is rape wrong objectively, past, present, future, yes or no?
Yes.
You shouldn't hesitate here.
It's an Why not?
Because
I'm sorry. So I should. So the base idea of ethics, right? The base idea of doing ethics is that we reevaluate why we believe certain things and see if they're accurate, right? If there is a proposition that you believe to be totally true, as I thought, for instance, of something like not being a racist, right? If somebody asks me why are you not a racist, and I immediately say, or are you not a racist, and I immediately say, yes, of course I'm not a racist, right? Whereas it pays sometimes, even if it seems ethically obvious, to sit back and think, well, why do I think that? Am I sure about that? And the answer can lead you to other moral planes.
Sure, what's the answer?
So the answer is this, right? It is objectively true that to allow people to rape morally would not be an achievement of the goal that we all share.
That's not the question.
That's the objectivity in it.
Yeah, but you're answering a question.
What you want me to do?
Wait 1 second. You're answering a question I didn't ask. I asked a very clear question, which everybody I think understood here, right? I asked, is rape wrong? Is that objectively true? And you're just beating around the bush.
But the reason why I have to beat around the bush is because I have to clarify that, remember how I said that a base principle can be subjective, but you can have objective derivatives from it?
Right.
So in terms of the objective derivative from our nature, yes, it is objectively wrong. Yes, is the answer to your question.
Based upon the subjective...
But you're going to want to turn around then and say, but it's based upon a subjective principle.
Yes.
Yes, it is, right?
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that I can say rape is not objectively wrong. I say that if we agree on this subjective moral principle, which we do, then we can make the objective derivative that rape is wrong.
Would a rapist agree to that? Of course they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't. But again, whether or not someone agrees with me is irrelevant to whether it's correct
but
or not.
Look, Alex,
this is another jump you keep making.
Alex, what you're doing is you're building a house on a sandcastle, yeah? You are trying to say, look, if you ask me the question, I would say rape is wrong. Yes, it's wrong objectively.
Yeah.
But in your case, what you're basically you're doing is you're saying, right, subjectively, some people may hold this opinion. According to that, then since they all subjectively...
No, all people do hold that opinion. Okay, and from that we objectively derive that rape is wrong.
A rapist doesn't hold that opinion.
No, a rapist does value their pleasure and the avoidance of their suffering.
They value their pleasure, right? So it's not wrong for them.
Yeah, right, okay.
Because they're maximizing their pleasure.
No, but look, again, this is the mistake we're making. I said, I remember...
No, you're making because...
This is the man going into town and saying, let's paint the town yellow. This is what the rapist is doing, right? Just because they're saying, it's all subjective. I want this to be yellow. I don't want it to be blue. It's like, you are being inconsistent.
You are assuming...
This doesn't work. You are wrong, right? You are incorrect. Even if it's based on a subjective-based principle, it is objectively wrong as a derivative to be saying this.
Your entire argument is based upon the assumption that everybody likes the color blue. That's not true. And look,
of course that's not true. But by analogy,
me liking the color, chocolate or vanilla, is as arbitrary for Alex as someone committing rape or not committing rape.
But it's not as necessarily true.
But it's not as necessary.
Yeah, it's not as necessary.
Do you see? So for him, it's just as subjective. Whether you like chocolate, vanilla, or something else, it's just as subjective when it comes to rape, murder, pillaging, all of these things. And behind all the sophisticated technical jargon and sophistry,
I'll take that as a compliment.
Essentially what it boils down to is the same thing which Richard Dawkins admitted to. The idea that rape is wrong is as arbitrary as the fact that we have 5 fingers rather than 6.